Ha, we here. Big fish shit. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the podcast. Hope y'all enjoy it. Hope y'all learn something. And most importantly, we hope y'all elevate. Let's get it.
Big fish, hit a big lick. We gon' bet it right back and hit a big flip. We been up for a minute and we still lit. Get them cats gon' talk, but we don't feel shit. We just giving y'all gems y'all can live with. Elevate your mind, never mind all the bullshit. Finna talk about stocks, we ain't worry about ops. First get the bread up, then buy back the whole block. 10 toes down, we ain't never gonna stop. I'm a man of my word, I ain't never gonna flop. If I said it, then I meant it. Real ones gon' respect it, and it's still OG. It's in me, I represent it.
Ooh, ooh, big fish ish. Y'all know what it is. Got a living legend, in Nigeria on. Soon to be a living legend throughout the world. But we have my newly found brother, Adewunmi. And hopefully I just pronounced it right. If not, he's gonna give y'all the proper pronunciation. But please, you started to explain a little bit about what your name translates to. Let us know.
Yeah. So, first off, I want to say it's a great privilege to be on this podcast, and I like what you guys are doing. I like the fact that you're not just telling people to work out, you're also kind of like educating them on how to work out too. So, I appreciate that. It's a privilege, and I do not take it for granted. So, the name Adewumi means, in the English translation, it means that I desire the crown. That's what it means. Adewumi. Ade means crown, and Wumi is to desire it. That's the physical one, man.
That's powerful, brother. That's powerful. Dang, that's one of having a name that means something.
Yeah.
How did that? We're gonna go a little bit off course for now, but
All right.
when did you understand? When were you taught that that's what your name meant?
Well, I think I asked my mom. I think I asked my mom, but when I started to come of age, I mean, when you're like, 17, when I was like 17, 18, you want to know that you don't just, I mean, in this part of the world, being a Yoruba boy, that's my indigenous tribe from Nigeria, yes. So you want to know what your name means. We're not from the Western culture, like our origins are tied there. So it's more like we carry it with so much prestige, so much confidence, knowing what your name is.
We need more of that. We need more pride in both
Yeah,
our surnames and last name. I guess first names and last names. But I'm not sure how you guys refer to them there, but we need more pride in both, especially when it
yeah,
comes to the understanding of what your name means. That can set you on a trajectory for life to kind of give you perspective and shape your
true,
perspective, whether you're
true.
going through challenges or it provides a purpose to you in a lot of ways. That's what it sounds like.
That's
Yeah.
the. I think that's the.
Yeah, that's how I try to, your energy makes sense. So I don't know if it was your name or you were already gonna have this energy, but it's fitting, so it makes sense. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do. I look on your Instagram, and there's not too many people that I look on, and I'm impressed by. But you know how you
Wow,
look in there, you like, all
wow.
right, my boy putting in some work. So tell us exactly what you do.
My name is Adewunmi Elevate. I'm an entrepreneur. That's who I am. So I'm not going to say that I'm a fitness trainer. I get to train people, but I'll say that I'm a teacher. I'm a fitness teacher. That's what I'll say. And because I try to create a fusion between functionality and fitness, right? So what I try to do is to create an environment where what you're doing in the gym is directly translating into you becoming a person who is better with the things of life. You want to think about your mental health. You want to think of how you handle work-life balance. So if all you go to the gym to do is build muscles, work on your cardio and all of that, and you're not thinking of the things that are deep within yourself, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Physical fitness doesn't mean that you can be mentally tough. So when life comes at you, how can fitness be practical? How can you be calm in the storm? So that's the way I see it. So, and I mean, I run a company. It's called Kairos Fit, and basically that's what we do. Our procedures to training people is incorporating journaling, meditating, and also like generally working on all aspects of fitness. So you're working on your range of motion, you're working on lifting weight, and you're also working on your mental self. So fitness is bigger than just going to the gym. Basically.
Two things that stuck out to me, functionality, like
Yeah,
functional training. That's
yeah.
something that we need to incorporate more. It's one thing to be able to go up there and just get all swole and tight and be able to lift a bunch of weights, but if you can't move your body and if
Yeah,
it's not relative to things that we
yeah.
need to actually do in the real world,
True,
it makes no sense. And then the
true.
other thing that you touched on reminds me of almost a non-westernized approach to fitness where you incorporate the mind, body, and soul, where it's not
Yeah,
just about being
yeah.
able to run a certain distance or being able to
True,
lift a certain amount of weights.
true,
Everything is impacted by fitness and everything works together. So
true that.
I definitely appreciate you sharing that. It seems that you've been on this journey, I would say, for a very long time. You've been working out. You can see it in
Yeah,
your body, the results. So that's
yeah.
something that you can always tell people who have been committed and consistent and disciplined for a long time. How old were you when you got into the fitness journey, or how many years should I say that you've been working out, that you've been in this journey in the fitness world?
Okay, so first of all, I'll say I grew up with basketball players. You know, yeah, my dad is a basketball coach, still is a coach. And so I used to see these players come. Sometimes he takes me to the stadium, and I see all of these athletes just working out. And so at some point, I started to play basketball, and I was like, oh, I need to get stronger, so I could go into the paint, get a rebound and stuff like that, do big stuff that I see the pro players do. And then I started to lift weights. And I just kind of like the way I look. At that time, it was about the look, not about being functional. I desired the look, I desired the strength. I'm not going to lie about that. And I just started working out. But when I started to become conscious of it, when I started to take notes, have a workout structure, I'll say that was in 2014. Yeah, 2014. That was when I knew that, oh, I really like this and I want to make this a lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's
So
2014.
so you had a certain motivation that got you in there first, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you started to
yeah,
realize like, hey, I
yeah.
need to kind of
This is
shift this a
real.
little bit to be more
Yeah,
functional.
yeah,
But it's 20. Okay, so 2014. It's funny because now I feel like more and more people are becoming more like aware of
yeah.
fitness, more gym aware, I should say, or just understanding the importance of working out. 2014 wasn't necessarily that. Have you
Ah,
seen it? Have you seen a big change with the focus being on fitness out there?
man, I think that it's not just fitness driving this change, or it's not just the games driving this change. I think that there's like a global awakening that's going on right now with science and technology, and information. The amount of information that people can get access to is not just restricted to a certain geographical location alone. So before people in the West used to prioritize these things, but people in third world countries now are doing big stuff with fitness. So there's a global awareness going on, and you cannot take the internet, the role the internet plays in that global awareness. A lot of people are using more mobile phones. People are more data oriented. People want to get online. There are different apps to distract you now. So that's it. That's what I think. But it's
Yeah,
a far
it,
cry from 2014 to now. It's a far cry. The difference is great. You know.
and that's why it's important for people like you to be putting
Yeah.
out exactly what you're doing on Instagram and social media because there's so many other distractions,
True.
with social media. But it's important for people to see that, hey, it's important to stay in shape. It's important to be strong. It's important to incorporate all of these things into your day to day activities where it just becomes a part of your life. And that's what
Yeah.
it seems like, from you. You mentioned basketball. I saw your
Yeah.
video, the one that went viral. You in the suit, and my boy was in a
True.
suit
True.
and
True.
tie,
True. True.
and picked up the basketball. I'm like, all right, I see he could do a little something with this. But that's
Yeah.
dope. Basketball was always my favorite sport.
Nice.
I played football longer, but
Nice.
basketball was always my favorite. So,
Nice.
but yeah, I see you. I see you doing basketball, boxing. all
Yeah.
different types of
Yeah.
calisthenics, weights.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
I appreciate that, looking at it from, just a fan perspective and just saying
Mm.
like, yo, he's
Thank
doing a
you.
little bit of
Thank you.
everything,
Thank
a
you.
lot of everything.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so with this new change, have you seen it affect men more? Like have you seen more men becoming, more gym aware and understanding like, hey, you gotta incorporate this into your life? Or have you seen more women? Because to be totally honest, when I go to the gym, I actually see a lot more women in the gym. I see a lot
Amen.
more women in the gym, and I try to get my boys like, "Yo, we got to
Yeah.
get right, bro. We can't just be
Yeah.
having them." So,
Yeah.
is that the same feeling that you
Yeah.
see, or is it a little different?
I think the main thing that, oh, naturally they can just get strong. There's an egocentric perspective to it. As a man, you just think that because you look strong or because you're big, you see size as a trait. So because you're big, it means that you're strong. But that's false. But if we're looking at the fashion perspective and also how women were brought up or how they were trained, they always care about their body. For the boys, it's just like, let's just go out. The confidence is going to pull it for us, and especially when you have the financial security going on, you really do not care how you look. So if you could buy a Gucci or have a nice car, all those other things can give you the confidence boost, and you might not need to go to the gym in your head, but in reality, you do have to go. So I agree with you that women are much more inclined to go into the gym than men, and women drive the gym business more than men. I don't want to go to the gym and see like 20 men in the gym, man. I want to see 3 girls working out too. If you are to be real, do you understand? If we're going to be real, so I mean, single people could go to the gym, shoot their shot. So the gym, as we know it right now, it's not just a place where you go work on your body. It's a social community. It's a place where you find social expression, and we see gym people doing like hangouts together now. So that space is good for our mental health. That's what I'm going to say. So women drive the gym business in any part of the world. As
I
long
agree
as you're not in the
completely.
military, women
Yeah,
drive the gym business. Yeah.
no, I agree, and it is a community. It's a community
Yeah.
that people need, and that's what's so good about when you go to a gym and you start to learn the people that are at the gym, make friends, build your network. They start
Mhm.
to hold you accountable. You start to want to hang
True.
out with them, and now you're
True.
changing your circle. You're changing your
True.
circle because a lot of times it's hard to be the only person in your group that works
Mm,
out. It's
mm,
it should be something that's a lot more community based. So I
true.
agree totally with you on that perspective. So all right, so wanna go to ask you a couple different questions.
All right.
When it comes to your training, what have you what's the most rewarding thing that you get from helping somebody accomplish their goal?
I feel like there's some sense of purpose to it. Like, I'm helping this person live better, and so they can be better out of that thing. So if I help you with your cardiovascular endurance, I know that I'm contributing to the advantages you have with longevity. I know that, okay, this brother, this sister, this man, this woman can live longer. And if they live longer, you can fulfill your purpose more. You can. So there's a higher calling to it for me. It's not just, oh, just something. So when I do that, that's key for me. And it also makes me anxious. There's a backside to it when I see people not hitting their goals or their results. They're not happy, and if they're not happy, I'm not also happy. Because I want to do better for them as a trainer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one that even my experience with coaching, training, I don't think that the people that are getting trained understand that when
Yeah.
you have a trainer that truly cares about you, like I'm passionate about this because like if you don't accomplish your goals,
Yeah.
it's affecting me. Like I feel
Yeah.
bad. I know what if you do accomplish your goals, what that's going to mean, like you said, more years on your life. You're going to have a better quality of life. All these different things. You're going to have just a better you're just going to have a better energy about yourself. And when you speak on, a higher calling, does your faith play a role in your role and your purpose as far as um, how you interact with people when you're helping them accomplish their goals and just overall in life?
I'll say that my faith plays a major role. My Instagram handle is fitness philosopher. I used to be a big fan of philosophy, Marcus Aurelius, Plato, Socrates, and all of that. I studied history in school, so I used to read a lot of philosophical books. But then, when I started to take my faith serious for real, and I know that people have different faiths, Muslims, Buddhists, and all of that, and I do respect people's choices, but it opened my eyes to a lot. I think that the whole truth is in the Bible, and if you're called to do something, then you must learn to do it excellently well. You must have a sense of purpose to it. I mean, the Bible teaches us that you shouldn't do anything because you're just doing it. It's more than cruise. It's more than looking cool. There must be an ultimate reason why you're doing something. You have to do something for the world. You have to do something for the people around you. Make their lives better spiritually and physically. So I hold myself to very, very high standards because I'm a Christian. I take it very personal. That's the role my faith plays.
All right, so now I just grabbed my phone because my boy, when you mentioned Marcus Aurelius,
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm a
Okay.
fan, and a lot of people don't know who he is. And my boy, he actually, one of my colleagues, Dr. Evan Peskin, um, great guy. He actually sends me. I'm not sure if you can see it, but he sends
Uh,
me
cool.
like quotes
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
now and then. So this one was Marcus Aurelius. It says, "Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away.
Mhm.
Death stands at your elbow. Be good for something while you live, and it is in your power." And that's everything that you just spoke to. Taking
Mhm.
advantage of the life that we have right
Yeah.
here, the
Yeah.
bodies that we have, the vessels. Like we're just vessels, and we're meant to help others. Help others improve their lives, and
I agree.
that's the overall purpose, and that's the energy. As I'm looking at your Instagram, as I'm talking to you, that's the energy that I receive, and
I
I,
appreciate
I
that.
hope I hope people appreciate that because not everybody takes on that purpose and accepts that purpose. We can understand that that's the right thing to do, but when you
True.
have a brother like yourself that's willing to take that on, because you said a lot comes with that. So a
Yeah.
lot comes with
A
that.
lot.
So
A
I
lot.
appreciate that. Just you being willing to take that on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So all right. So we got you. We talked a lot about what got you into fitness, what got you into helping others achieve their fitness journeys. But in the beginning, you mentioned something that stood out to me as far as I'm not going to say that I'm a fitness trainer. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I think that people should look at stuff more from an entrepreneurial perspective because that's what's going to allow you, in my opinion, to maximize your purpose.
Yeah.
When you can create something that's yours, you can mold it to where you see, like, hey, this is going to impact people in the most positive way. But, so you went from philosophy, which I think can help you in a lot of ways, even with becoming an entrepreneur. But
Yeah.
what made being an entrepreneur exciting for you?
I'm gonna use this example, yeah. So there's a lion in the zoo and there's a lion in the jungle, right? Um, the lion in the zoo only gets whatever the zookeeper gives to him, yeah. And these are the 9 to 5ers, yeah. People who do like 9 to 5, right? You can't be richer than the company, except you have some businesses running that side, or you have some investment. And the other lion is in the jungle. I can have as much as 10 gazelles per day. Could have as much as 10 antelopes per day, as long as I'm willing to put in the work. And some days I have no antelope to kill at all. I have no meat. But the lion in the zoo is guaranteed of meat on a daily basis, but he can never ever rise to the fullest expression of himself. Do you understand? So there's a part to risk with becoming an entrepreneur. And I'm not saying people shouldn't work for people, but never work for an organization or a person. If you're going to do that, never do it for long. Who doesn't have a sense of purpose or who doesn't have a vision as to where they're going to or what they want to do. Right. So that's the biggest motivation for me as an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Bro, that's a real analogy. I've never heard one like that, and I'm respectfully, I'm going to take that from you and spread it throughout the world. I'll always give you credit for it, but I'm going to have to use that. That's mean.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
something that a lot of people, are fearful to embrace. But especially over here on this westernized culture, we always talk about freedom and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
People screaming for it. If you want freedom to impact the world the way that you want to impact it, then you have to become an entrepreneur, like you said. And the skills and the values that you probably learned growing up with your dad as a coach, playing basketball, playing sports, wanting to accomplish certain things. Those are the skills and the lessons that I'm sure you use to become an entrepreneur. Because, like you said, some days you may go without having any meat.
yeah,
But you know
yeah,
what? You learn lessons. You
yeah,
learn lessons. So for the next time, okay, I'm going to make sure that I get that antelope. I'm going to make sure that I get that gazelle. And those are the life lessons when we talk about survival that we need to have. Because at least over here, we're so spoiled and so privileged. We just kind of accept stuff for granted. Oh, the government should give us this. They should, you know what I mean? That's our mindset, to the point where it's like, no, 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 no. You go out and create whatever reality you want for yourself. That's
yeah.
why I love getting into sales, because it taught me all these things. You eat what you kill. You eat what you grow.
Yeah.
So that's it. So no, I got one more question for you. Then we're gonna wrap it up. But
Right.
I want us to continue. I always tell Baywile, like, we gotta figure out a way to kind of make these things, because your energy is so special. I want to make sure that we can bring that to America, bring that to the world, and hopefully shine more of a light on it. So even in Nigeria and throughout Africa, it can spread as well. But my last question, sorry for the long windedness,
No
but
problem.
just if you could speak to just people in general,
Yeah.
whether it's in Nigeria, whether it's in America, throughout the world, and kind of explain to them why they need to embrace fitness in their lives, why they need to embrace functional training, why they need to incorporate this into their day to day, what would you say?
I have a lot of things to say, but I think
We
one.
here for them. Take your time. We here for them.
uh, the top on the list is how we can all, right, contribute to reducing the international mortality rate, right? Pharmaceutical companies can promise you use this drug, use that drug, but how many drugs do we have that don't have like some side effects to using them, right? If you use them for a long period of time, you know. But it's proven scientifically, you know, and there can be some biological basis for it that people work out more, live longer, and if we can get to educate people, if we can get to do this together, it means that mortality rate is going to drop by a very huge percentage. Right now, as far back as when I checked, we have like 3 million people every year dying of diabetes, you know. But people were only aware of the casualties of the coronavirus. Nobody thinks about diabetes, nobody thinks about high blood pressure, which is closely related to strokes. So it's deeper for me. If you want a world where a lot of people thrive and a lot of people would live longer, then fitness is the answer, not drugs. Fitness is the answer. Drugs should be used when fitness fails, you know. Yeah.
Bro, that we are 100% on board with, like, we're aligned in our thinking. I can't stand the pharmaceutical industries.
I'm
I
grateful.
can't stand all these drugs that they push. They want us sick. It's like they
I'm
want you
grateful.
sick so they can give you medicine.
They're
Even with,
entrepreneurs. Someone is getting richer.
the entrepreneur, see,
Someone
it's
has
the
to take
same
money.
thing. You got to create a problem, right? To solve these, they got to create a problem so then they can
Yeah,
create this solution that everybody
yeah,
needs, rather than just saying. And you hit the nail on the head. Even with the pandemic, nobody was screaming, "Hey, you need to work out. You need to get
yeah,
sun. You need to
yeah,
you need to make sure you have vitamin D, vitamin
yeah,
C, all these different things." Nobody. It was just, oh well, we can just give you this shot, and then just wait for the shot, and you're good.
yeah, yeah.
Everything that we were doing were the worst things: staying inside the house, panicking, not working out, overeating, all these different things. We were pretty much setting ourselves up to, if we do get sick, to be in the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And we overcomplicate it. It needs to be simplified, like you said. Go out, get some sun, work out, have a good energy about yourself, do good for people, and the rest, hopefully we can start there and then start moving to higher, degrees of. But the rest should take care of itself once we establish that foundation. But I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna give you the floor for any last words. You could tell us where we can find you on social media, and also take us out with what's next for you. What's next for you, and how we can support it.
Okay. So I want to build a community that transcends my current geographical space, my current geographical location. I want to build a community that's not just thinking about their body, but also their soul, their mind, and their body, and however you guys can support, if it's publicity, if it's whatever you guys can do, this is um really appreciated. So that's my dream, that's my vision, to pursue fitness and purpose together. That's
I love
what
it.
makes them.
I love it, and we will definitely support you. Definitely, in whatever way is required. So I just want to put that out there as well, and let the audience know exactly where we can find you. We got to get you, however many followers you have, you need to have 100 times more than that, because you have a special message and a special purpose, brother. And it's funny how it all comes back to your name. Pursuing that crown, you know what I mean? You can't pursue the crown if you're weak, if you're not healthy, if you're not helping people, if you're not building your community. So there we go. But please tell us where we can find you.
I mean, here you go trying to. You're making.
I'm telling you, bro. You got me excited. You got me. It's energy. It's energy, bro.
Good. So it's fitness philosopher on IG. Fitness_philosopher. Yeah, Adewunmi. Fitness philosopher. The name together. Then Adewunmi_Ade.in. That's it. So if you click any of the two, my name can pop up. Fitness philosopher. So if you don't see fitness philosopher, don't follow.
There you go. And this is what I'll do. I'll make sure that I put your name and your social media in the description, so that way everybody can follow you.
All right.
I appreciate you, brother. And I will definitely see you soon.
I'm grateful. This podcast just inspired me to be better, to do more, to know that my effort is not going unnoticed, and I respect you. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Let's build.
All right.
Let's build. All right. You have a good one.
We here. Big fish shit. Ooh, ooh.
Welcome to the podcast. Hope y'all enjoy it. Hope y'all learn something. And most importantly, we hope y'all elevate. Let's get it.
Big fish, hit a big lick. We gon' bet it right back and hit a big flip. We been up for a minute and we still lit. Get them cats gon' talk, but we don't feel shit. We just giving y'all gems y'all can live with. Elevate your mind, never mind all the bullshit. Finna talk about stocks, we ain't worried about ops. First get the bread up, then buy back the whole block. 10 toes down, we ain't never gonna stop. I'm a man of my word, I ain't never gonna flop. If I said it, then I meant it. Real ones gon' respect it, and it's still OG, it's in me, I represent it.